Check, 1, 2. Check, 1, 2.
A very pleasant good evening from Red Mountain High School. We join you high atop the Parker & Sons Heating and Cooling Press Box on the campus of Red Mountain High School. Good evening, everybody. Kevin Derryberry alongside James Poovey. And for Red Mountain football, for the first time in some 4 years and some change, we will not be talking about Lance Lawson. Lance Lawson absolutely rewrote the record book here at Red Mountain High School. Since this young man was an 8th grader, we've been talking about Lance Lawson. He's graduated. He's on to play college football at the Division I level for Southern Utah. He's now a Thunderbird, and in his first carry in a scrimmage, inter-squad scrimmage, Lance Lawson housed one. So good things are on the horizon for the most talented player to ever play here at Red Mountain football. But now we turn our attention to the 2018 team, and there's new leadership, and you have Ty McElroy, and you have a new quarterback from Sydney, from upstate New York. His name is Darren Smith. We'll talk about Darren Smith in just a moment. But when you look at this game on paper between Red Mountain and Desert Ridge, it all starts with the personnel. It starts with the players, the coaches, and the community. These two schools do not like each other, and it's very well documented. This game is set up to be an old-fashioned slobber knocker, and it goes like this. Red Mountain enters week 1 taking on a rival of sorts. Before hiring head coach Mike Peterson last summer, it was reported that Desert Ridge head coach Jeremy Hathcock was offered the Red Mountain job. That report was later denied. That same summer, quarterback Austin Duffy transferred to Red Mountain just prior to the season, and this offseason, more defections for Desert Ridge as Deontay Elliott, an outstanding athlete, a talented runner. Deontay Elliott, a player that could have broken Taryn Morrison's records at Desert High School, will now be a member of the Red Mountain Mountain Lions after he serves his 5-game. With that being said, we bring in James Poovey. James, welcome in. It's been a long offseason, but this one sets up to be a fantastic football game between Red Mountain and Desert Ridge.
Yeah, it's going to be a great matchup here tonight, Kevin. A very physical football game. As you mentioned, both these teams are going to get after it right from the top. They do not like each other. A great bit of animosity between these two squads. And talking with Coach Hathcock before the game, he's got his Jaguars ready to go, and we know Coach Peterson's going to have the Mountain Lions ready to go. Big shoes to fill on the offensive side of the ball, as you mentioned. Lance Lawson carrying the rock here for Red Mountain for a number of years, but a very talented squad to replace him. Ty McElroy included in that matchup, and it's going to be a great football game here tonight from Red Mountain.
They are going through the pregame ceremony, the coin toss at the 50-yard line over the emblazoned Red Mountain logo. Our AIA officiating crew tonight will be a good one. Referee Mike Lang. Umpire is Jim Paquette. Our head linesman tonight will be Matt Lang. The linesman is Tito Smith, and our back judge is Bill Griffin. For Red Mountain, last year they finished 10-3. They went 5-0 in the East Valley region, and that meant that Mike Peterson was named the East Valley Region Coach of the Year in just his first year. Those 3 losses, 2 of the 3 were against the Chandler Wolves. When you think about the Chandler Wolves and what they've done in the 6A Conference and what they've done nationally as a program, they're in pretty good company as the Red Mountain Mountain Lions finished in the semis the last 2 seasons. For Jeremy Hathcock's team in his 13th year, 9-2 last year, and they finished unbeaten in the 6A Central. For Jeremy Hathcock, his teams are 6-6 in season openers. But for this game, James, you throw everything out the window. This offseason really heated up the rivalry.
Yeah, a lot of transfers from Desert Ridge this past offseason, and a lot of shift in personnel, not only at Red Mountain, but at Desert Ridge as well. It's going to be a great football game here tonight. A lot of tensions built up between these two, and they are ready to get after it after a long offseason and start to play some football here tonight.
Red Mountain will have a lot of new personnel. Riley Pagel, a 2-time 6A All-Conference punter, has graduated. He's kicking for Jeremy Sowers for the Lumberjacks up in Flagstaff for NAU. Justin Huffman has moved on. He's graduated, so we'll have a new place kicker and a new punter. We'll have a new quarterback and a lot of new personnel that will weave in throughout tonight's broadcast, and a slew of number changes we'll catch you up with as well. It should be Jimmy Kufadakis to kick things off for Red Mountain. He wears number 91. And already, immediately, you go right down there and you verify if the kicker is wearing number 91, and you know he's not wearing number 91.
Looks like number 25 in there to kick off for Red Mountain, and he is not on the roster unless you might have him over there on yours, Kevin.
If that's Connor Gardner, then that's Connor Gardner. Back deep for Desert Ridge, it'll be Koa Tuipala. He's a strong safety, but he's a burner. And also back deep for Ridge, it appears it might be Ben Smith. Ball teed up at the 40-yard line, and we are underway. Right leg swings through it, and it's taken back around the 3-yard line. Straight ahead, and now bouncing to the outside, and then making a special teams tackle. Coming up there is Hiram Boren. So a one-time quarterback for the junior varsity last season. Hiram Boren starts this football game up with an excellent athletic play and a special teams tackle right there.
Nice job. Excellent job there by Horn getting that ball. He was accosted there about the 10-yard line, fought off that block, and made the tackle to start off the Red Mountain defense with great field position here to open this ball game.
You can smell the powder in the air after that opening kickoff. The starting quarterback for Desert Ridge will be senior Cooper Schmidt, 6 foot, $175. He's a dual threat quarterback, and he's a good one. On a play fake, he'll start back to pass with time, throwing down the middle of the field. He's got a man that's caught around the 47-yard line, and he's going to be touched down by Jesus Vasquez. There is a penalty marker on the play, and right away you could tell that the Desert Ridge offensive line created an excellent pocket for Cooper Schmidt. In fact, there wasn't a soul around him, and he had all kinds of time to complete that pass, but unfortunately it's going to come back. Somebody got their hands caught in the cookie jar here early on the first play of the game. Mike Lang right there to make that call.
Yeah, great protection up front. Quarterback Schmidt able to set his feet and deliver that ball. Receiver running a post corner on that one there, but nice catch there out near the 50-yard line, but unfortunately it's going to come back all for naught and Desert Ridge, and we'll start this drive over again.
John Butler, a one-time Red Mountain player in the system, definitely his dad coach here at Red Mountain, so one of the links to these two schools between Desert Ridge and Red Mountain. They haven't played since 2015. So after the holding penalty, it'll push him back. They'll run a jet sweep with some running room to the edge. Breaks a tackle to the 20 to the 25-yard line. He'll drag tacklers with him and out across the 30-yard line with a first down on that end-around play. That was Lucas Wright, and he is the mainstay for this football team when it comes to running the rock. Lucas Wright, 6'2", 210. He's a load.
Yeah, Wright coming across in motion there on the jet sweep, full speed by the time he got to the quarterback. Had a slew of blockers in front of him. They paved the way for him. He did a nice job of carrying a tackler with him and picking up a first down for the Jaguars.
Gain of 20-plus yards to move the chains. And now we're going to have another stop in the action as the far side official indicates a procedure call assessed to Desert Ridge. Ian Denherter is their center, the captain of that offensive line, 6'1", 265. You'll see Denherter on the other side of the ball as well. Dante Smith is a tackle. He's 6 foot 260. He too is a load. Anthony Miller also on that starting line for Jeremy Hathcock. Another penalty on that procedure call assessed to Desert Ridge. That'll back him up 5 yards. First and 15 from the 26-yard line. It'll be Cooper Schmidt in the shotgun with two tailbacks flanked to his left and right. They fake it inside and they'll run the ball on the inside on the interior hash marks. Making the tackle for Red Mountain is number 54, Jake Griffin. Jake Griffin, you'll see him a lot tonight. He'll play on both sides of the ball.
You mentioned that size up front for Desert's defensive coordinator for Red Mountain. He's going to use his defensive ends and their speed and agility to get around those big boys and get in the face of that quarterback here tonight.
So Schmidt with a new play will hustle up to the line of scrimmage. 7 seconds on the play clock, working left to right. Ball spotted on the 33-yard line. Again, out of the gun is Cooper Schmidt. He'll put it in the ball hands of Lucas Wright. Lucas Wright has it some daylight, gets to the 40-yard line. I think he'll just get to the 40, and he's going to be knocked down right there. Looked like Braden Jansen, number 9, came in there to make the tackle.
Yeah, Braden Jansen along with Francis Kumi assisting on that tackle there for Red Mountain. Little zone read there. He went ahead and handed it off, and nice job there for the Red Mountain defense. They got a 3rd and short coming up here.
Desert Ridge right now running a no-huddle offense. A little bit delayed style here on a very, very warm evening here in the East Valley. Desert Ridge and Red Mountain from the 40-yard line. 3rd and 1, possession play. They give it to Wright. He's hit from the behind the line of scrimmage, but he's going to have enough drive to finish that play and pick up the first down. Nice, tough run there by Lucas Wright. And he came into this game banged up, but he showed you on the first 3 carries that he's had the rock, that he's healthy enough to tote, and he's looking strong carrying the football.
Yeah, he was salivating there for those about 1.5 yards that time for Desert Ridge. He approached the line of scrimmage with a great pad level, able to carry a tackler with him and pick up that first down for Desert Ridge.
Inside 9:30 to go, opening quarter. We are scoreless as the sun sets to the west here of Red Mountain High School. Cooper Schmidt in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers to his left side. He throws a slant, and it's going to be broken up. Jesus Vasquez, the cornerback right there defensively, and the target was Andrew Chino, 6'3", 160. That's a nice job defending the football by Jesus Vasquez.
Yeah, great position that time for Vasquez. A well-thrown ball that time from Schmidt, but unfortunately the receiver not able to come up with it for Desert Ridge.
Cooper Schmidt will pay the bills with his legs, but he can spin it, and he likes to throw the football, and we have seen him throw the football here tonight already, and he dropped the dime on his first pass. Looking sharp here early. 2nd and 10 for the 42-yard line. 4-man front for Red Mountain. Low snap. They'll run it again, and they're going to be bottled up in the backfield. Anthony Giraldi up there to lead the way with Isaac Thompson. Those two were the 2 guys to get in the backfield first. A TFL for Anthony Giraldi, and that young man changed his number. He'll now wear 12. He went from 36 to 12, and that was a big-time play right there to suffocate the ball carrier.
Yeah, look for Anthony Giraldi to be one of the leaders to emerge here on this Red Mountain defense. He had a great season last season, made a number of huge plays at critical times for the Mountain Lions, and they're going to look for him to do some big things here for them this season on defense.
So Salazar, a 2-yard loss on his first carry of the night. This is Cooper Schmidt. He's going to run it to the 40, 45, turns the corner, gets to the 50, forced out of bounds near midfield. He is in Red Mountain territory, very close to the first down. I believe he's going to be short. And for the first time tonight, Coach Hathcock will have a decision to make. It'll be 4th and 1 on the 49-yard line of Red Mountain. So decision time here for Jeremy Hathcock, and it doesn't appear that's going to be any lengthy one. They look like they're going to go for it here.
Yeah, Desert Ridge, they love that multi-back set. This time they got 3 full house in the backfield now for Desert Ridge.
Schmidt under center. They give it to Lucas Wright. He's close to the line again, and he's going to be stuffed. It'll be very close. I think the spot will give him the first down. but you have to be appreciative of Evan Almta out of the safety spot, coming up there and run support, making some plays, and Braden Jansen also there. The baby thumper, number 9, Braden Jansen, getting it done early on here.
Yeah, great job there. Almta made a nice wrap, kept driving his legs. Braden Jansen came in there, cleaned it up, and we're going to get a measurement here. I believe it is going to be barely short, but we'll have to double check that here in just a second.
It's all about the spot. They will measure here. You talk about an emotional pendulum swinging play here early on. And I thought that he got the first down. Lucas Wright, a powerful run. And let's see what they come up with here. He's going to be short, and he's indeed short. And Red Mountain will get a stop on 4th down on their own 49-yard line, and we'll get a change of possession. So how about that? Jeremy Hathcock rolled the dice at midfield, and Red Mountain's defense, that defensive line, came in there and made a play.
Yeah, that was a great job there. Team effort once again from Red Mountain. Desert Ridge was putting together a nice drive there. Had about 40, 42 yards total on that drive, but Red Mountain, they crossed the half midfield line, and Red Mountain put them away.
Here comes Darren Smith under center. He gives it to Ty McElroy with some room. Blows up one would-be defender, and he'll be dropped midfield after a 7-yard punishing run there by Ty McElroy. Talk about hitting the hole with a burst of speed. T-Mac right there, and then he delivered a blow to finish the run.
Yeah, he did. He ran over number 7 for Desert Ridge. That is number 7, John Butler. He had great defense position there, met him in the hole, but Ty McElroy with a good head of steam trucked him over, and 2nd and short here coming up for Red Mountain.
Smith under center, offset eye. They go right back to Ty McElroy. Finds the hole, has the first down, and they go right up the middle with it. A nifty bit of running right there from Ty McElroy. And interesting to note, we were talking about the style of run that Ty McElroy employs, and he is a big fan of Le'Veon Bell of the Pittsburgh Steelers. That hesitation right there, let those blockers create that hole, and then he burst right through there. First down carry. First 2 plays, running plays for Red Mountain. They'll move the sticks. 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line. On a play fake, it's Darren Smith under pressure, and he is going to be sacked. They come with a blitz on the outside for Desert Ridge. It'll be Gabe Segura comes up with a sack. And on the first passing attempt for Red Mountain in this 2018 season, Darren Smith, their new quarterback, gets sacked.
Yeah, Segura came in there unabated to the quarterback. Smith tried to make a move there, but not much doing as he takes about a 6.5-yard loss, and that'll bring up 2nd and long here for the Mountain Lions.
The left tackle for Red Mountain to get you their offensive line will be Ben Bray, 6'4", 255. He's a junior. Left guard is Charlie Hola. The center will be Costin Cooley, 6'2", 280. The right guard is Francisco Saucedo. He's back, he's healthy, and he's doing damage. And Jacob Griffin, we've already called his name once tonight. He starts at the right tackle. It'll be Darren Smith under center again. Offset eye. Deep back is Ty McElroy running right. And T-Mac got tripped up as he tried to turn the corner. Nice defensive play there by the linebacker for Desert Ridge. Once again, that was Gabe Segura making back-to-back plays. So Segura got a quarterback sack on the previous play. Then he picked up a nice tackle there, an open field tackle there to trip up Ty McElroy. Otherwise, that could have been a long gainer.
Yeah, once again, Red Mountain doing a great job up front. They're getting a great initial push off the football. They're able to get Ty McElroy out to the edge, and if he continues to get to the edge here tonight, he's going to put up some outstanding numbers.
Darren Smith had outstanding numbers last year in Sydney. Back to throw. Oh, and a beautiful pass to Zach Molina in the slot position. What a throw by Darren Smith. And that right there, folks, is just a little taste of what this young man can do. He threw a frozen rope right there, and what a great route by Zach Molina.
Yeah, Molina, excellent route that time, but what a pass there from Smith. Excellent job setting his feet, delivering that ball, and going to get it.
Darren Smith to Zach Molina, gain of 23 yards on that pass play, and Red Mountain in the red zone for the first time tonight. 1st and 10 for the Ridge 16-yard line. And nearly fumbling that snap was Darren Smith. Jarquell Garner gets his first carry of the night.
Looks like they're saying he was down by contact there in the backfield.
So Darren Smith, a transfer out of Sydney, Sydney High School in upstate New York. He won the job at camp over senior backup quarterback Garrett Strail. Smith, 6'2", 205. You got to like the size. Passed for 2,749 yards and 34 touchdowns as a junior. And the passing yards per game at 305 is very, very impressive. And now we're going to get more movement on the other side of the ball. The head linesman will come in there and throw the flag down. So a penalty assessed to Desert Ridge, I believe.
Yeah, that was a great job that time by the quarterback, Darren Smith, getting up to the line, using the hard count, and drawing that defensive line offsides for Desert Ridge and advancing the ball for Red Mountain.
Big difference for Red Mountain's offense this year. Just a prototypical pocket passer, a pure pocket passer with some agility. You won't see him run very much, but Darren Smith could definitely spin the football. Under center with it. Smith, the hand to Garner. Garner running right side. He'll run right off that right guard behind Francisco Saucedo, and he'll pick up about 3, maybe 4 yards. Just a hard run there by Jarquel Garner on a dive play.
Yeah, great dive there off tackle. Nice job by the right side of the offensive line for Red Mountain, moving the pile there and allowing Jarquel to pick up a couple of positive yards. Things getting a little bit chippy there, a little bit of pushing and shoving going on up front. It should be a great battle here tonight.
Colton Weir makes the tackle for Desert Ridge. Did I mention the spectacular sunset in the west part of the state here? Scoreless ball game as we approach 4 minutes here, opening quarter. Red Mountain in the red zone, 3rd and 5 from the 11. There goes Carter Wheat in motion now. There's going to be movement on the left side, and that is something that you could just put into the category of first game jitters. It looked like Ben Bray moved just a bit early there, and that started the domino effect. So that's a 5-yard procedure penalty. That'll back up Darren Smith in this Red Mountain offense 5 yards.
Ben Bray's got to be excited to get back in there and play some football. Had some injuries last year, but he's back at full strength now, and he will be a difference maker for Red Mountain up front.
There's no question about that. It'll be a 3rd and 10 from the 16-yard line. Red Mountain wearing their all-black jerseys tonight. The Jaguars wearing their white road uniforms. Smith back pass, throws right, and he's looking for Ramses Rivera, and the pass was just a little bit too low. Good coverage there by Desert Ridge, provided there by Keegan Miller. So that'll bring up a field goal try for Red Mountain. We mentioned that Justin Huffman has graduated. The new place kicker here for Red Mountain will be Connor Gardner. Gardner, if you will, 5'6", $145. A long snapper is Titus Pulliam, and he's a good one. Good snap, good hold. Here comes the rush. The kick is end over end, and it is right down the middle. It's good. .33-yard field goal attempt by Connor Gardner is good, and Red Mountain draws first blood here in this one in the opening quarter. They lead at 3-0.
Yeah, nice job of moving the football there by Red Mountain. It's great to see the protection up front, giving great protection to their quarterback, Darren Smith. And when they wanted to run the football, they were able to do so with effectiveness with Jarquel Garner and Ty McElroy. You mentioned Le'Veon Bell. Looks exactly like Le'Veon Bell out there running. A little bit of stutter step as he approaches the line of scrimmage. Just a slight bit of patience there, able to let the play develop and hit the hole with a great burst of speed. Nice job there for Red Mountain's offense on their first drive of the season.
We'd like to thank some Red Mountain sponsors. Mesa Youth Football and Cheer, proud to serve the children of our community on and off the field. Mesa Youth Football and Cheer. Tesoro Home. Tesoro Home's custom home and remodeling specialist. And Monica Tapani for all of your local real estate needs. Try it, Monica Tapani. 3-0, opening quarter, 3:32 to go. Once again, we'll summons Gardner to place kick here. Back deep for Ridge is Salazar and Koa Tuipala. And how about that kick there by Connor Gardner with that right leg? He's a soccer player and just drilled it into the left corner of the end zone. By rule, the ball will be a touchback placed on the 20-yard line, and that's where Desert Ridge will go back to work with 3:32 remaining in this opening quarter. Both teams are a little bit kind of tentative here early on, just kind of feeling each other out.
Yeah, first game of the season, you mentioned a little bit of jitters on both sides of the football. That was a heck of a kick there for Gardner. he put that one on the fly into the end zone for a touchback. And I guarantee you, special teams coach for Red Mountain will take that every time.
This is going to be Cooper Schmidt. He'll keep the ball. He had Lucas Wright behind him running that jet sweep, but it'll be Schmidt keeping it. And he was stuffed at the line of scrimmage by linebacker Anthony Giraldi. So Giraldi is one of my impact players of the game. We'll get you the keys of the game here for Desert Ridge. Win the battle on the line of scrimmage. And they want to free the Coop. They want to free Cooper Schmidt, get their quarterback out on the edge. And, of course, Coach Halfcock would always like to force and win the turnover battle. For Red Mountain, they want to win the battle up front. They got to read their keys and stay disciplined on defense. And it's all about Coach Enders and those in-game adjustments. 2nd and 10 for the 20-yard line. Schmidt going to carry it on a direct run. He'll get to the edge, and he's going to be hammered out of bounds. Look, Georgie Ramirez came up there and absolutely lowered him. Check that. That was Giraldi. So Giraldi, once again, in the fray right there, absolutely steamrolled the ball carrier, and that ball carrier was Cooper Schmidt.
Yeah, great job there by Giraldi. He's made a couple of plays here early tonight. He's going to be a difference maker for the Red Mountain defense. And I got to give credit to number 6, Isaac Thompson. He had great position getting his head across the ball carrier that time, forcing him to the back to the inside, and where Giraldi was able to smash him out of bounds. Nice job.
Great team football right there. That's staying in your lanes. That's staying disciplined. Isaac Thompson, your starting Sam backer. Giraldi starting Mike backer, and the Will backer is the baby thumper, number 9, Braden Jansen. For Giraldi, one of 3 50-plus tacklers last year for Kyle Enders' defense. In fact, they had 10 solo tackles, 51 total tackles. We're going to get a timeout on the field, and we will take the timeout with them. Won't we?
We
Sure.
will.
Let's take the timeout with them. We'll be back after this brief timeout. Cooper Schmidt will dump the pass off on the far sideline. Pass complete to Matthew Gomez. Gomez 6 foot, $189. But that pass play on that yard is good enough to move the chains for Desert Ridge here. 2:33 to go, opening quarter, 3-0 Red Mountain on a 33-yard field goal by the newcomer, Connor Gardner. This will be Cooper Schmidt in the shotgun formation. Flank to his right is Lucas Wright. Wright gets the carry, goes up the middle, and boy, there's an awful lot of contact there. The ball might be on the carpet. Let's wait and see what happened there. But there was a big-time collision right there in the middle of the line of scrimmage, and delivering a blow there was Lucas Wright.
Yeah, that was a great job, Lucas Wright, running very low pad level that time. A great pull there from the left guard of Desert Ridge, able to seal off that block right there in the middle on that 3 technique. And, the hole, and a nice chain there for Desert Ridge.
Gain of 3 for Lucas Wright. He'll get it on the jet sweep again. Tries to turn the corner. He's got big-time yardage there, very close to the first down marker. And there's 3 guys converging on him. One of them was Anthony Giraldi. The other one was Isaac Thompson. So the linebackers here for Coach Enders are really involved early on here.
Yeah, they're going to be huge here, especially with Lucas Wright running the ball. He's a big guy, 6'2", 210 pounds. He's a load, especially if he gets out to the corner and gets up a full head of steam.
And when you see those linebackers making those plays, those defensive linemen, they're getting pushed off the ball just a little bit. The offensive line having their way right now. Schmidt is going to tuck it and run it, and he's going to be dropped. Maybe he'll have a gain of 1. Alexander Randall in there defensively. Jake Griffin also in there, making it difficult for Cooper Schmidt to find any kind of running lanes.
Yeah, nice job, Alexander Randall, running straight down the line of scrimmage that time in pursuit and coming up with the tackle there for the Red Mountain defense.
Randall, an all-region second-team player last year, was an all-state player according to azcentral.com. Final minute of the first quarter winds down. More of a deliberate play set here at the line of scrimmage for Desert Ridge. Cooper Schmidt looks at his left wrist. He'll take the snap. The fake to right. He's going to run it, and he's going to be tripped up. So Kumi in the area defensively, but I think Braden Jansen was the first guy to knock him down. And Evan Alta also there hunting just a little bit for the Mountain Lions here. Gain of 1.
Yeah, one thing you'll notice about the Red Mountain defense, they're doing a great job of swarming to the football. Not just one guy going after the ball carrier. There's multiple guys going after that ball carrier every single play. That's a credit to defensive coordinator Kyle Enders of Red Mountain.
Coming off the field is Francisco Saucedo, the defensive lineman. He'll give way here for this particular play. 3rd and 7 from the 45-yard line. You get the feeling that Desert Ridge will just let this first quarter expire right here. They don't mind if this is a 17-14 kind of game. Coach Hathcock wants to come in here and do a little ball control here, and they won't even run a play here. So we have played 1 quarter from Red Mountain High School, and this East Valley Region non-conference game, our score, Red Mountain 3, Desert Ridge 0. Back after this brief timeout. Schmidt under pressure from the backside from Griffin. Ball completed far side. That's a first down pass play. Making the reception on the far sideline was Aiden Lee. And number 5, Shaq Daniels there with the force out. The boundary corner for Red Mountain.
Great job that time. Shaq Daniels making an open field tackle out there in space, breaking down and bringing down the ball carrier for no gain. Excellent job there for number 5, Shaq Daniels.
One of our colleagues here said it was Evan Alta that made that play. Either way, nice play by the single digit for Red Mountain. Again, it's Lucas Wright. He'll go right up the middle. And on the far sideline, you got Shaq Daniels exchanging unpleasantries with Aiden Lee, and unfortunately for Shaq Daniels, he took the bait, got the shove, and more than likely he'll pick up the 15 yards here on the unsportsmanlike.
Got to be smart out there.
Definitely
keep your head.
We'll see what this penalty is going to be about. An excellent referee. They're indicating that foul might be on Desert Ridge, and the foul is on Desert Ridge. So the guilty culprit there was Aiden Lee. And how about it for Shaq Daniels? He retaliated. We definitely saw that. And typically they get the second guy in the act. So in this case, Shaq Daniels and the Red Mountain Mountain Lions dodge a bullet here. And they're going to push Ridge all the way back into their own territory. Ball will be spotted around the 47-yard line.
Look for the Red Mountain defense to pin their ears back here and come after the quarterback very deep. A long way to go to that first down, about 24 yards away.
Those two guys will pair up again on the far sideline. Daniels and Aiden Lee. Long look towards the sideline for Cooper Schmidt, the senior signal caller. He now has the play, puts it in. Lucas Wright will line up in the slot in this formation, and now I think Coach Hathcock will take a timeout. They had about 4 seconds left on the play clock, and they weren't even at the line of scrimmage ready to take the snap. So smart play right there by Coach Hathcock. He saves at least 5 yards. Now they'll get things together here, but they will be faced with a 2nd and 23 at their own 42-yard line. And we talked about how the game might get chippy, perhaps, at least in preparation during the week. We weren't sure how nasty this game could be. On paper, through social media and whatnot, it was fairly quiet, but you just know that from within, deep within both these organizations, there's some bitterness and some nastiness.
Yeah, a lot of connections between these two teams, not too far away from each other. Like you mentioned in the top of the broadcast with Coach Hathcock possibly looking to come over here a year before last, and a couple of little personal connections there, which always ignite a rivalry like this and keep it going. So it should be a great game here tonight. Been a lot of pushing and shoving, especially up front, and of course you expect that in the first game, but they've kept their cool for the most part, except for that personal foul there just a moment ago.
We thought we might see more of the extracurricular here, but both teams playing rather disciplined. And we mentioned that there's an excellent officiating crew here on the field in Mike Lang and his group. 3-0 is our score. Red Mountain with a 33-yard field goal in the first quarter. And it'll be Cooper Schmidt out of the shotgun position. He'll give the ball to Lucas Wright again. Lucas bounces off a tackler, and then he's going to be thrown down to the ground. Thrown down to the ground by Anthony Giraldi again. For Giraldi, he's got 5 tackles here in the first half. And as we run down the impact players of the game, on offense I chose Ty McElroy and the quarterback Darren Smith, and on defense I selected number 12, Anthony Giraldi. 3rd and 20 from midfield. Lucas Wright will be to the left. Now he's going to move over to the right of Cooper Schmidt. Full wide receiver package for Schmidt. Under pressure. Here comes the edge rush. He steps up in the pocket. He slings it over the field, and the ball is going to be in and out of the hands of a diving wide receiver, and that was Aiden Lee. And with the coverage for Red Mountain, Georgie Ramirez out there in that secondary, and he's a good football player.
He is. Freshman All-American last year. Georgie Ramirez, excellent coverage that time. Looking to go deep down the field was Desert Ridge.
Cooper Schmidt, he can sling it. Stepped up in that pocket, set his feet, delivered a strike. And that was just a good football player. And I think the contact that George Ramirez brought to the party right there made it difficult. And quite frankly, let's call it what it is. Aiden Lee probably should have caught that football.
Yeah, it was there, but boy, number 22 for Red Mountain.
George Ramirez. Zemo back
in
deep.
His back pocket.
This is Zemo. He wants to run with this one. He's going to run with it. Breaks out of a tackle, spins out of another one, and he's going to split some defenders, and he'll work his way out to the 20-yard line. And you can see how things have picked up here in that physicality department here in this football game here. 10:27 to go. Red Mountain will begin their second drive of the game here, and they'll have the ball on the 15-yard line.
Excellent second and third effort that time from Zach Molina, returning that ball for Red Mountain. Thought he was going to break it open there for just a moment, but good pursuit as well there from Desert Ridge's special teams unit.
Boy, I tell you what, the scenery here tonight is spectacular. The sunset here at the stadium is just magnificent. Darren Smith. This is a direct snap to Ty McElroy. I'm not sure if that was by design or not, but in there to make things difficult on the interior was the big fella, number 42, Avante Barrett. Barrett in there making it very challenging to find any running lanes there for Ty McElroy. Barrett 5'10", 190. He's a run stuffer.
Yeah, that was a bobbled snap that time for quarterback Darren Smith, and luckily McElroy was right there to recover it and try to make something out of nothing for Red Mountain.
Unfortunately, it was a loss of one. So Smith working left to right. Has 3 wide receivers to work with. Kalem Reese-Peebles to the near side. Ball's caught by Zach Molina. Makes the reception and a good hard run after the catch by Zach Molina. And 3 tacklers converge on him, led by the Jags' Koa Tuipala.
Well, how about the poise from quarterback Darren Smith in the pocket there? Threw into double coverage, completed that one to Zach Molina. Excellent throw, excellent catch there for Red Mountain. And they're moving the chains once again.
Smith throws a high ball, but he's got a lot of velo on it, a lot of mustard. And there's not a throw on the field that he can't make. And when you talk prototypical quarterbacks, especially at 6 foot, 205 pounds, 6'2", you're talking the right language right there. So it'll be a gain of 8. 3rd and 2 from the 28-yard line. 2 seconds on the play clock, and Coach Peterson doesn't want to take any chances. He'll take a timeout. They were this close to receiving a delay of game penalty, but with 2 seconds on the play clock, they get a timeout. And with this timeout, we'd like to thank some sponsors for Red Mountain football. We'd like to thank Tesoro Homes, custom homes and remodeling specialists, Tesoro Homes, and Dry Force water removal specialists. Call for your water removal needs. Dry Force water removal specialists. A lot of great football action around the state, and one game in the 6A conference that has marquee attraction, and that is Perry and Pinnacle. Spencer Rattler taking on Chubb Purdy and the Perry Pumas out there at Pinnacle High School. That sets up to be a good one here on this opening Friday night on week 1.
Yeah, that should be a great game tonight up there at Pinnacle. We'll try to see if we can check in and get a score for that one, maybe around halftime or second half.
The Chandler Wolves are taking on Centennial Corona. Another outstanding game there for Sean Aguano, his football team, and the top 8 in the country for the Chandler Wolves. That's that same Chandler Wolf team that Red Mountain lost to twice last year. So Red Mountain's trying to close the gap between the top teams in the state. This is a pass on a flat to Ty McElroy. Looks for a blocker, has speed, breaks a tackle, and he's going to be tripped up there at the 50-yard line. What a nice throw there by Darren Smith to throw open Ty McElroy, and Ty McElroy has a ability right there, and then make a play to turn on the Jets up the field down the sideline.
Boy, what a great play there for the Red Mountain offense. Excellent throw there on the bubble route for Darren Smith. Ty McElroy got it out in the flat, able to get up the field and put his foot in the ground, make a move on a defender, and pick up a nice yardage there. What an excellent job there for Ty McElroy.
Gain of 20 from Ty McElroy on that excellent pass and catch from the pocket. It's Smith going deep, and he's looking for Reese-Peebles, and he overthrew him. Penalty marker down in that holding area, and that is the preliminary indication holding on perhaps number 23, Ty McElroy right there. T-Mac can do it all. He is an every down back, and he had a fantastic camp. Of course, it's well known and well documented that he was pushed by Deontay Elliott, a transfer from Desert Ridge. And the comps on Deontay Elliott, a bigger and faster Lance Lawson, if you can believe that.
Wow.
That's the comp on Deontay Elliott. He's a good one. So it was holding. Darren Smith, boy, he can throw a pretty ball just past the streaking Kalem Reese-Peebles, but it should be noted on that route, Kalem Reese-Peebles, little Linda Rotstadt right there, little blue by you. He had a nice job right there, and he beat his man. So 3rd and 2, correction. This is a pass to Carter Weed. He makes his first reception of the season, and that's the first time we've called number 99 tonight, and quite frankly, that is a bit of a surprise as a penalty marker comes in, and the chippiness and the nastiness that we referred to is starting to surface here as we play along.
And the tighter this game stays, the more chippy it'll get as it goes on. You can be sure of that.
So some more tit-for-tat stuff here. We are in that slugfest category right now. It's just 3-0. Gardner with that 33-yard field goal in the first quarter. Lucas Wright has run the ball effectively for Desert Ridge and for Red Mountain's offense. You can see some of the versatility that you didn't see a year ago. You see some vertical passing game, taking shots down the field right there to Kalem Reese Peoples. And that's just because you have that arm strength from Darren Smith. Cannon Griner was a linebacker that played quarterback for you. He did as well as he could. They run it left to Ty McElroy. Gets to the outside, to the edge, cuts back inside, and he's going to be dropped around the 37-yard line. But Ty McElroy doing some excellent running there, following that left side of the line. Ben Bray and Charlie Holda making it happen.
Wow, it all starts up front, and credit to the offensive line. They are getting a push, moving those defensive linemen for Desert Ridge right off the football. And Ty McElroy once again getting to the edge, making that little stutter step and sliding back to the inside, a la Le'Veon Bell and some of those other good NFL running backs like that. Well, he is going to have a great season here for Red Mountain.
T-Mac, a gain of 13, 3rd and 21 from the 37-yard line. Another penalty marker has been thrown on the far sideline here. And we had that smooth sailing first quarter, just a couple of infractions, and now all of a sudden here at the inside 8 minutes, things starting to get a little bit sluggish here. So another penalty. This time it's going to be assessed to Desert Ridge, 5 yards the other way. The field appears to be in pretty good shape here. Nice and green with the markings.
Yeah, not bad considering it's still the heat of August, mid-August right now.
Clock continues to roll at 7:09. 3rd and 16. Low snap again for Smith. Under pressure. Steps up in the pocket. Now he's flushed out, and he's going to be sacked from behind. Coming up to make the play, Colton Weir. He makes the sack on Darren Smith. So for the second time in this football game, Darren Smith gets sacked. And unfortunately for Red Mountain, they're going to have to bring on the punt team and kick the ball away.
Yeah, Smith tried to make a play on that one. It looked like he was trying to find Carter Wheat on a seam going down the field, but in hindsight, a smart play there for Smith to go ahead and eat that one instead of throwing into double or triple coverage and forcing a turnover.
Heady play from the senior signal caller. Low snap again, and the left-footed punter gets it away, and it'll be a favorable bounce for Red Mountain. Ball will be touched down around the 26-yard line. And once again for Red Mountain, that was Connor Gardner. Boy, Gardner looked like he punted that one with his left foot. And I could swear on the place kick, he kicked with his right foot. Are you seeing the same thing?
I did see that. I didn't know if I was seeing things myself or not, but this guy is
we have an ambidextrous kicker.
Very versatile.
That's what's going on.
Wow.
You definitely see that in soccer, and that would make that more relevant right there, a soccer player. But you don't see it on the gridiron. But you did tonight, right here on the YouTube channel. You're watching Red Mountain Football on the Red Mountain Broadcast Network. My goodness, it's a spectacular sunset tonight. The sunset will not go down. It's just unbelievable.
And we're okay with that.
As the lights start to take effect here. They go right back up the middle. It does Desert Ridge. It's Lucas Wright with a big hole. And credit their center that time, Ian Denherter, that created that powerful lane for Lucas Wright to run right through.
Yeah, a bit of over pursuit up front that time for the defensive line of Red Mountain. Ran right by that play. You always tell the kids, if it's too easy, something's wrong. You need to turn around and look. If the guy lets you go, then something else is happening, and that ball is probably going right by you.
Gain of 7 for Lucas Wright before he ran into Anthony Giraldi for the 6th time tonight. Giraldi having himself a ball game. Lucas Wright again finds some running room, and he'll get past the line of scrimmage, and they'll dart right through the middle of the field and pick up extra yardage right there. Lucas Wright starting to find some room there, and that right side again for Desert Ridge making it happen.
Yeah, they're doing a great job getting a push up front for Desert Ridge. And what can you say about Lucas Wright? He looks like he's a wide receiver. He does play a little wide receiver for Desert Ridge. But, boy, he knows how to run the football, and he approaches the line of scrimmage with an excellent pad level, which allows him to pick up yards very quickly.
Gain of 7 for Lucas Wright, 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line. Cooper Schmidt is the quarterback. Behind him and flanked to his left is Lucas Wright. Wright gets it again, goes right up the middle, breaks a tackle, and he's spun down there by Georgie Ramirez. And Lucas Wright looks over the defense for Red Mountain and says, who's going to stop me? A little bit of taunting right there, and quite frankly, no one's stopping Lucas Wright having his way here in this second quarter.
Yeah, it seems that Desert Ridge has found a bit of a soft spot in the middle there in the Red Mountain defense. They are splitting the Red Sea up in the middle there, and Lucas Wright is taking full advantage of it right now.
Right down their throat, 13-yard run for Lucas Wright, and Desert Ridge is pounding the football here at will. 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line of Red Mountain. Again, it's Cooper Schmidt in the shotgun snap. And we'll have to double check that. We have a new quarterback in for Desert Ridge. This is Austin Kolb. So Austin Kolb, a 6'3" sophomore, is taking the snaps here for Jeremy Hathcock.
A nice job for the Red Mountain defense that time. Number 12, Anthony Giraldi, shooting the gap very quickly there and able to stuff that, get underneath that play, and bring down Lucas Wright before he's able to get much going there for Desert Ridge.
Tackle number 7 in the first half for Anthony Giraldi. Again, a long delay on getting the play in for Cooper Schmidt, but double check again, and that is indeed a new quarterback. Kolb, his first pass is too tall. Try to hit Colton Weir on the wide receiver screen. And for Red Mountain in hot pursuit was Jesus Vasquez and George Ramirez.
Yeah, Austin Kolb didn't get a chance to set his feet on that one, just tried to use his arm and floated it a bit above his receiver there on the outside.
Another high ball there, but Georgie Ramirez in that safety spot, he covers an awful lot of real estate in that secondary.
Yeah, George Ramirez doing a great job. He looks to be playing middle thirds here mostly for the evening for Red Mountain.
3rd and 8 from the 45-yard line. Red Mountain showing blitz. It's Kumi on the edge. Now he backs out. Another long delay by Jeremy Hathcock and his staff. And when you think about the rhythm, as you sit at home watching this game saying, honey, there's just no rhythm in this one, and you're absolutely right. It's kind of that slugfest game where you see in a heavyweight boxing match, there's just an awful lot of tie-ups in this one, and then the referee will separate them and say, box.
Yeah, definitely not a whole lot of rhythm to this one here tonight. This is looking to end up being a 6-3, possibly a 10-3 or 10-7 game, 10-6, something like that. We'll see what happens as we approach the halftime point of this one from Red Mountain.
Jeremy Hathcock has led Desert Ridge football for 11 consecutive winning seasons. That is very impressive. Very impressive for the 2017 Central Region Co-Coach of the Year. Coach Hathcock, Co-Coach of the Year with Brock Farrell from Highland last year. So we have a timeout taken on the field. You see the ball girls coming out to give the referees some hydration. That's key here in a game like this. Hydration is ultra critical. Very warm here. It's been humid in the valley the last couple of days. Quite uncomfortable. 96 degrees here currently in Mesa. 3rd and 8 from the 45-yard line. Cooper Schmidt is still out of the game. This is Kolb from the pocket. Throws, and it's almost picked off. But one of the things that you saw right there, standing in the pocket by Austin Kolb, this kid's got a cannon.
Yeah, he delivered a rope down there. Georgie Ramirez was in great position. If he had about another step, he would have picked that one off for the Mountain Lions.
In the scrimmage last Thursday night, it was a 3-team scrimmage between Red Mountain, Brophy, and Pinnacle. And the Red Mountain secondary and their plays against Spencer Rattler stepped up. And Georgie Ramirez made one of the better plays of the scrimmage. Punt formation for Ridge. Here comes the rush. It was Kumi. And it's a booming punt. Molina from his own 5, and he's going to be blown up on his own 5-yard line. There's definitely some eagerness for Zach Molina to want to return a punt. But inside your own 5-yard line, you probably don't want to field that one, and he chose to field that one, and he paid the price. Blown up at the 5-yard line. He secured the football, but he will give way here on the change of possession. 3:48 remaining until halftime. Our score, Red Mountain 3, Desert Ridge 0. Darren Smith back on the field.
Yeah, if you want to let that one go next time, go ahead and roll into the end zone, get that touchback. Credit to number 21 for Desert Ridge. That's Kobe Hathcock with an excellent special teams tackle there, and he just annihilated the ball carrier there at the 5-yard line for Red
Kobe
Mountain.
and Jordan Anders. How about it for Kobe Halfcock, a long snapper and a very talented one at that, playing some middle linebacker for his pops. Give it to McElroy, and running very hard on the left side and then turning it up the field on the far hash marks was T-Mac.
Yeah, Ty McElroy turned back into traffic on that one there. Looked for him to go to the outside, but he put his foot in the ground, brought it back inside, and met up with a host of Desert Ridge defenders there in the middle.
Koa Tuipala right there defensively for Desert Ridge. Gain of 5 for Ty McElroy. 3:10 remaining till halftime. 2nd and 5 from their own 10-yard line. Darren Smith on her center. He'll give it to Ty McElroy. McElroy tries to bounce up a tackler, and he's going to be stuffed right there. So there's not a lot of running room for Red Mountain here early on. For Desert Ridge, making that tackle was Jared Ryan. 5'7", 170, and he looked like he's playing like a 200-pound middle linebacker on that stick.
Yeah, he was crashing in there and took down Ty McElroy right away at the line of scrimmage. Excellent job filling the hole there for Desert Ridge.
Gain of 1. 3rd and 4 from the 11-yard line. It's Smith under center, I formation. Brandon Fauble has checked in at fullback, and now we have a penalty on the far side. And this time it's going to be against Desert Ridge, so it appears to be offsides. And that's a big break for Red Mountain here.
That's a huge break. That could be a first down here.
For the Mountain Lions, they've only been able to take one shot down the field, and that was a just miss to Kalem Reese-Peebles. And indeed, the indication, encroachment assessed to Desert Ridge. That's a 5-yard penalty, and that'll move the sticks for Red Mountain here, moving left to right. 2:24 and counting, opening half. T-Mac, the bone back. It's T-Mac with some running room, and T-Mac got lit after he picked up about 7 yards. And you have to credit Brandon Fauble, the fullback there, blowing open a hole right there.
Yeah, nice job by Fauble getting up, digging out that defensive end there, and allowing Ty McElroy to shift and shimmy through the line of scrimmage there and pick up 7 yards for the Mountain Lions and getting them going here as we approach halftime.
Jordan Anders with a big lick there on T-Mac after a gain of 6 for the junior. Darren Smith on her center. Play fake. Wants to go over the middle of the field, looking for Carter Wheat, and it's too tall for Carter Wheat on the near sideline. He had Kalem Reese-Peebles running down the seam, and credit the coverage that time for Desert Ridge. And quite frankly, the Jaguars have come in here and they've played some sound football here in this first half.
Yeah, the great coverage on the back end that time for Desert Ridge. Nowhere to go with the football for Darren Smith of Red Mountain. But we just keep waiting for him to connect on one of those deep ones here, either to Carter Wheat or Kalem Reese-Peebles, and I feel it's coming very soon, Kevin.
Ramses Rivera has lined up to the outside. Shotgun play. Smith wants to go deep, looking for Rivera, and the ball is going to be caught. He breaks a tackle. He's free. 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Ramses Rivera, a.k.a. the Rocket.
Yes, sir.
76 yards to the house. Paydirt pops, touchdown, Red Mountain.
Excellent job that time. I told you I felt it coming. Darren Smith dropped back in the pocket, found the man going down the field. He was covered very well that time, but I tell you what, number 4, Ramses Rivera, was able to hold on, fight for that football, break away from the defender, and take it to the house. Nice job.
He's got the best 40 time in the program, a.k.a. the Rocket, Ramses Rivera. A transfer from Desert Ridge, and that had to feel pretty good. And how about the ball that Darren Smith threw? Put a little air under that one, and it dropped right in. Great catch, and then the stiff arm to separate, and then the clean air in front for Ramses Rivera. 76 yards later, it's a touchdown, and the extra point is up and good. 1:24 remaining. Our score in the second quarter, Red Mountain 10, Desert Ridge 0. 15. Breaks a tackle, gets to the outside, and he's going to be stood up. But once again, Hiram Boren right there making a special teams tackle. Looked like Boren, number 7 there.
What a play that time. Unbelievable. Almost a suplex there. Wrapped him up, drove him to the turf. Excellent job that time for the special teams of Red Mountain.
Boren, a junior varsity quarterback last year, didn't get into the mix this year with the newcomer Darren Smith and, of course, Garrett Strail, the incumbent. Just look down there and see Francisco Saucedo lumber back on the field, that left ankle taped up. So we'll keep an eye on Sauce coming off that knee injury. Cooper Schmidt will hand the ball off to Lucas Wright, and Lucas Wright will do a little bit more pounding as he runs off that left tackle. Anthony Giraldi in the mix there, along with Braden Jansen. And actually, you look at that a little closer. I think Saucy got in there, the big fella, Francisco Saucedo.
Speaking of Saucedo, he had an excellent offseason. He was at the ASU camp. The Red Mountain linemen won. They took first place in the ASU Big Man Challenge, and Francisco Saucedo was a big reason for that.
Gain of 2 for Wright. He gets it again, and he's going to run right into Anthony Giraldi, and he'll be stacked up and knocked to the ground along with Isaac Thompson. So Giraldi just playing like he's Delton Jackson out there tonight. And one of the things that you see is part of this tradition here at Red Mountain. Delton Jackson still on the sidelines. He's about as healthy as he's going to be, and he still plans to go on a mission. But Delton Jackson, the influence of him, making people around him better as a coach. And Anthony Giraldi is a byproduct of Delton Jackson being in this program. That will be the final play of this opening quarter as Red Mountain will pitch a shutout here, and Kyle Enders is going to be very, very pleased with that. The result is a shutout. Were there a couple mistakes in there? Sure. But that's opening week mistakes. Those things can be corrected. And, wow, here at the break, it's a 10-0 ball game. It's anybody's game at the break, but you have to be pleased with Red Mountain, the way they started this game, a little bit sluggish, and how they finished this half.
Yeah, if you're Coach Mike Peterson and defensive coordinator Kyle Enders, you got to be very pleased about the effort from your football team. Able to take a chance, throw the ball deep down the field. They've been running the ball very well with Ty McElroy. Got Jarquell Garner in on a couple plays as well. And if you're Red Mountain, you got to be happy about your results here from the first half of action.
We will take a break. It's 10-0 Red Mountain. Halftime festivities coming up next.
Let's hear it for the Red Mountain Marching Pride. Red Mountain Marching Band under the direction of Jennifer Hamilton. Percussion instructors are Trevor Digger and Michael Perez. The guard instructors are Aubrey Oliver and Jamie Warhouse. The Red Mountain Marching Pride would like to acknowledge its sponsors. Ward's Wine and Power Equipment has been a family-owned and operated business in Goodland, Arizona since 1987, offering the best in quality outdoor power equipment sales, parts, and service for home and commercial. Velocity Mechanical is your local family-owned and operated air conditioning contractor that believes your family's comfort is priority. Technical Systems provides a comprehensive solution in intrusion detection, access control, video surveillance, school crisis systems monitoring, and network systems. Window to Design is your gateway into the world of window fashions, offering inspiring ideas and professional services. For all your security and AV needs, call B&M Communications, because you need to trust your security company, B&M Communications. Milano Music Center, family-owned since 1946 in downtown Mesa, providing instruments, sheet music, and lessons. Tempe Marketplace, located in Tempe at the Route 101 and 202, is an interactive shopping, dining, and entertainment experience with over 100 shops and restaurants and more than 300 events a year. Music and Arts is your one-stop shop for every piece of gear or knowledge you need to be the best musician you can be. Superstition Sunrise Luxury RV Resort, making your stay a fun and memorable experience. And finally, thanks to the Napa Auto Parts Elliott Road Store and Mr. Tolman for their sponsorship and support of the Marching Pride Boosters. Red Mountain Spirit Line would also like to thank their sponsors, and they are as follows: Arizona Fusion Shear, AZ Roofing Works, Aspen Construction Inc., Barrow's Pizza, Big Auto Glass, Christensen Dental, Dauntless Athletics, Define Cabinetry, that's D-F-I-N-E Cabinetry, Dixon Jewelers, East Valley Sports, Gilbert Hotel Care and Dr. Quinn Gardner, Image One, J.E.M. Dance, Johnson Law Office PLC, Los Angeles Golf, Nando's, Native Outdoors Landscape and Design LLC, North Mesa Performance Chiropractic and Dr. Kyle Coney, Papa John's, Pomeroy's, Renovate Home Remodeling, Rent Perfect from CreamShields.com, Safeway, Spa and Nail Creations, Steve's Crazy Subs, Walmart, and Red Mountain Creamers, and those are Red Mountain Spirit Line sponsors. We would like to wish good luck to the Red Mountain boys and girls golf teams as they kick off their seasons this week for golf. We'll be in action on Tuesday at Red Mountain Ranch Country Club, and then also Friday and Saturday at Grand Canyon University Golf Course. Red Mountain girls golf will get their season underway this Wednesday, also at Red Mountain Ranch Country Club. So best of luck to Red Mountain boys and girls golf. now returning to the field for the second half, your Red Mountain Mountain Lions.
Making a name for himself here in this first game of the season against his old foes.
Yeah, it's very exciting for him to get that deep touchdown pass. And if you're Red Mountain and Coach Mike Peterson here, you want to go ahead, maybe take a shot here early in the second half, put Desert Ridge away early, get up 17-0 on these guys. That might be an insurmountable lead for the Jaguars. We'll see what Red Mountain has up their sleeve here for the second half of action.
Shout out to JC Deuces, Justin Coleman, listening to the game, watching the game. What's up, Justin?
What's up, Justin?
The legacy that you left here, my friend, is pretty special. And how about Georgie Ramirez filling it up wearing your old number 22? So shout out to one of the great alums, Justin Coleman, listening to tonight's ball game. It is 10-0 here. We're going to take a quick timeout, and the second half kickoff coming up right after this. You're watching Red Mountain Football on the Red Mountain Football Network.
Red Mountain will receive to begin the third quarter. Desert Ridge will defend the South ball in the third quarter. Kicking off for the Jaguars is number 31, that's Kenny Gannon.
Hey, do we need to move the seats or are they okay? My back or
Correction, kicking off for the Jaguars is number 81, who is not listed on our roster. Rivera on the return, brought down by number 19, Tristan King.
I said the Lions got to beat and it goes.
Officials timeout before the injury.
I said the Lions got to beat and it goes. The Lions got to beat and it goes.
Derek Ryan came back to the Jaguars.
Career wins. Got career win number 100 last year against the Mesa Jackrabbits. It's Darren Smith. They hand it off to Ty McElroy with some speed to the edge, trying to get outside, and he's in that secondary, still on his feet, and they'll trip him up as he will be in Jaguar territory at the 40-yard line.
What a nice job that time. Excellent pickup of the first down there. Ty McElroy running hard, getting to the edge, and a nice block on the outside there as well by Ramses Rivera, playing wide receiver and stock blocking a guy up the field. Excellent job. Red Mountain marching down the field. They are into Desert Ridge territory here at the 40.
Gain of 29 yards for Ty McElroy. 1st and 10 on the 40-yard line in Desert Ridge territory. It's Darren Smith on our center. He'll give it to Jarquell Garner, and Garner is going to work around that right side off the right tackle, working around Jacob Griffin, and Garner is going to pick up a couple of yards there.
What a heady play that time from the quarterback. Number 15, Darren Smith, saw the defense lined up in a tight bunch in the front there on the defensive line. Most guys inside of their outside tackles, so he wanted to change the play, bounce that one to the outside, and effectively did so. Picked up about a yard or two that time for Red Mountain.
Michael Savarino defensively there for Ridge. Gain of 1. Ball spotted on the 39-yard line. 2nd and 9. There goes Carter Wheat in motion. And we're going to have movement on the left side. Carter Wheat, I don't know how many times they've called his number. I think he's just got the one reception here. We have to double check that. But there's a guy they need to get more involved in this offense here is Carter Wheat. the BYU commit. So here comes Ramses Rivero. He'll give way, or check that. Kalem Reese-Peebles will sit. He'll get some instruction from his wide receiver coach.
You think Darren Smith would be hitting the check down there, Carter Weed, a little bit more often, but look for him to go to him a little bit more here in the second half. But, boy, I got to tell you, that quarterback is something else. He's got poise in the pocket. He's very relaxed, and he is doing his business.
After the penalty yardage is marked off, 2nd and 14 from the 49-yard line. Again, more movement up front, and the umpire will throw the ball towards the center. So it could either be Cooley there or perhaps the nose tackle if you're looking at it through the red goggle, the Red Mountain colored lenses here. So it'll be another 5-yard penalty. A little sloppy here to open this first drive for Red Mountain. They lead it 10-0. Have to keep an eye on that. That's Jared Ryan banged up. Cooper Schmidt banged up.
And it looks like number 64, Ben Bray, is out for Red Mountain, as number 90, Alexander Randall, is in at left tackle for the Mountain Lions.
Randall, very versatile, will play the tight end position as well. This is McElroy with some running room. He'll try to spin out of a tackle and pick up extra yardage. A late hit on the far sideline there, and we'll keep an eye on that. Doesn't appear there be any penalty flags there, but that's what you call extracurricular, and you've said it before, and we've talked about it. You play to the whistle, and that's what you're seeing right here as Zach Molina jumps back on. You'll see Randall, who played tailback as a junior varsity player, so he's got some giddy-up, does Randall. But he'll also play some tight end tonight, and you'll also see Francis Kumi on the offensive side from time to time. 3rd and 16 from the 46-yard line. It's Smith out of the shotgun. Back to throw. 3-step drop. Has time. Here comes the pressure. Rolls to his right. Throws, and the ball is going to be incomplete. He's trying to hit Molina, and draped all over Molina was John Butler. So excellent defensive play by Desert Ridge in the secondary to get a stop here on the first drive of the second half for Red Mountain. The punting unit will be forced to come on the field.
Yeah, great pressure up front that time from Desert Ridge, forcing Smith out of the pocket. Rolled to his right, tried to complete that one to Molina, but unable to do so. Excellent coverage on the back end there as well from Desert Ridge.
Connor Gardner will check in to punt. He stands on his own 40-yard line. It's Salazar back deep. High snap, and a left-footed punt this time. And it's a good roll. It's a great punt, and it'll go right in to the 5-yard line, and I think we'll see where they spot the ball. There's an injured player for Red Mountain, and I don't know what I just saw, but if it is Anthony Giraldi, that's a concern.
It is, and it is a concern indeed. He's been a huge factor for Red Mountain here tonight on defense, and they can ill afford to lose him.
Giraldi, and I think it's Garrett Strail. I believe it's Garrett Strail. And either way, that's the backup quarterback. But you don't want to see anybody go down. It is Strail. You can tell by the long locks. So Garrett Strail suffering a lower extremity injury here, and he's going to kind of gimp off just a little bit. We talked about the ease of maybe seeing these numbers, and there is a little challenge to them with the dark jerseys, with the maroon numbers outlined in white, and it's easy to make 12 out of 13 as Garrett Strail has helped in the sideline. So a lot of guys getting beat up here in this first one. Attrition will prevail here tonight, and finally the sun has gone down. We couldn't talk about that enough. What a gorgeous sunset here.
Beautiful.
In East Mesa tonight. So Ridge will set up on the 4-yard line, 96 yards away for them, trailing 10-0, 8:53 to go in this third quarter, and it's a slow-moving second half here. Just enough big plays to get the fans on their feet, and now we're going to have a delay of game, so Desert Ridge can't even get a snap off, and they're going to be backed up half the distance to the goal line here. So we'll keep an eye on Strail as they continue to work on him. And we'll check on Ben Bray. That was indicated.
Yeah, he was in on the last two series, or the last play there. He came back in.
Probably just taking a breather here. 10-0 our score. We're back to live action. They run the football up the middle, and there's not a lot of real estate there that time.
That
Lucas
was number
Wright
12,
again.
Anthony Giraldi, that time.
And once again, Giraldi picks up his 9th tackle of this football game. Good to see Anthony Giraldi healthy. Little scare there on that number scare from our spotter, 12 or 13. You don't want anybody to go down. And Strail, he'll play some defense a little bit also. So like Hiram Boren, these guys want to play football, and they'll do what they can to help the team. So starting the second half, once again, it's Kolb. And they try to run it to Wright, and Wright runs left, and he's stacked up. Once again, Giraldi and friends right there.
Excellent pursuit that time for Red Mountain's defense. They're swarming to the football, and it's a main reason why Desert Ridge is scoreless here about midway through the third quarter.
Coach Anders must be pleased pitching a shutout here in this one. A lot of football to play, but one thing that has really plagued Ridge here is the loss of their quarterback, Cooper Schmidt. He is a fleet-of-foot QB. Kolb on the up back. It's right, and he'll just drive those legs forward. And actually, that is Gabe Segura getting the carry that time.
Yeah, nice job on the quick dive there to the fullback, Segura. Got a little bit of a push up front, but once again, the Red Mountain defense is right there to meet him and drive him back and force the 4th down.
Number 54, Jake Griffin in the area defensively for Ridge. Punt formation here for Desert Ridge as we move inside the 7-minute mark. Zach Molina deep to receive this punt on his own 45-yard line. Here comes the rush, and it's an end-over-end punt. It's Molina again, and he's going to make the catch, and he's going to be delivered a blow right away. Excellent special teams tackle made in the open field by Kobe Halfcock. There's 2 21s for Ridge. Kobe Halfcock is one. Jordan Forbes is the other. And after my conversation with Coach Halfcock, knowing what kind of player he has, another son, Kobe making it look easy right there in the open field. Of course, Kobe's brother Alec plays running back for Jeff Bowen in the Firestorm, Arizona Christian University in a IA football. So T-Mac back on the field with Darren Smith. Kalem Reese-Peebles lines up to the near side. Ramses Rivera on the far side. There goes Carter Wheat in motion. And Wheat took off early. So that's an easy penalty there. A little excitement there by number 99. Perhaps expecting the football and a little out route. Took off way too early that time.
Yeah, he's itching to get a pass there. You could tell moving forward before the snap towards the line of scrimmage, and they're going to call that every single time.
You recall the conversation we had before the game with some of the brass around the campus. They're talking about the stock of certain players, who's a beast mode, and this guy's a beast mode. And everybody looks good in shorts, but you got to deliver on the field.
Everybody looks good on the driving range.
It's still about getting it done on the field.
That's right.
So Wheat goes in motion, and now again another challenge for Chris Andriatis and Table Lamar and company. Offense now. We go back to that sluggish category, and we're right in the middle of it here.
Yeah, Red Mountain going to have to dig themselves out of a hole here after getting some good field position after that Desert Ridge kicked it deep in their own end.
I'm proud to say that as we move throughout the second half, our first half temperatures were 96 degrees, and I'm pleased to say that we've cooled off. It's now 95 here in the press box. It's 10-0, Red Mountain. Darren Smith wants to change the play at the line of scrimmage. He gets a new play in from Tabor Lamar. They show blitz, does Desert Ridge. They back out of it. They give it to Ty McElroy. Gets to the edge, turns the corner, makes a man miss, works up the sideline, and is going to be forced out of bounds. Ty McElroy changed gears from first to second, got to third, and got almost the first down. And he's pushed out of bounds on the far sideline after he picked up about 9 yards on that play with some shifty running.
Once again, outstanding patience that time from Ty McElroy, getting to the edge, decelerating, waiting for the hole to open, waiting for the play to develop, and hitting it with a great burst of speed. Nice run there again by McElroy.
2nd and 6 from the 47-yard line. Again, Darren Smith changes the play at the line of scrimmage. Offset eye, they go back to Garner. Garner with some running room up the middle, and Jarquell Garner with a big run right up the middle. Huge hole there for Jarquell Garner, running right between Francisco Saucedo and Jacob Griffin, and that was a 12-yard burst, 1st and 10 Red Mountain.
The two-headed monster here for the Mountain Lions. They're doing a great job running the football here on this drive. Once again, credit to the offensive line up front. It all starts there, pushing the pile and moving those guys backwards for Desert Ridge and allowing the running back to find the hole and accelerate.
Smith again sees something that he doesn't like, so he'll change the play. He'll go right to Ty McElroy, and Ty McElroy in space, shifts, changes again, and he goes in for the touchdown. Ty McElroy with a 25-yard gallop to the house. How about it for T-Mac, starting right, changing gears, cutting left, put his foot in the ground, and then raced to the open field, and they housed one. Ty McElroy, 25-yard touchdown. Pater pops Red Mountain again on the scoreboard.
Great job that time. Credit to number 64, Ben Bray, on the seal block there from the left tackle position, able to spring McElroy to the outside, and it was all Ty McElroy to pay dirt after that.
Nice block by Bray, and you have to, again, appreciate the patience for T-Mac. The snap was a low one, a good hold, and Isaac Thompson gets that snap down. I believe Thompson's the holder on that play. That was an excellent play there as Gardner got the kick through. 6:09 remaining in this third quarter. Our score, Red Mountain 17, Desert Ridge 0. And how about T-Mac showing you everything that he has on that one run. Showed you toughness, broke some tackles, and then the burst of speed to the outside of the edge to break the plane of the goal line. His first touchdown of the year for Ty McElroy.
Yeah, excellent job that time. Ty McElroy doing it all, as you mentioned, on that drive, showing the patience, using his speed. He knows exactly when to hit the gas, and he did it multiple times on that drive there. And Red Mountain with a commanding lead here, 6:09 in the third, 17-0 over Desert Ridge.
8th career touchdown for Ty McElroy. Last year he logged 632 yards. That was 35th in the 6A conference, 3rd in the East Valley region. And who could forget his breakout game against Basha? A big day in a big way. Career highs and carries, 29 carries, 171 tough physical yards, and that road win for Mike Peterson against the Basha Bears last season. So here we go. 6:09 remaining, third quarter, 17-0. Red Mountain posted a donut on Desert Ridge. Gardner again, ball set up just outside the far hash. Drills a right foot through it, and this one is going to hook out of bounds for a procedure penalty. So that is a little bit of a gift for Desert Ridge. They haven't had this good a field position to start a drive in a couple of series.
Yeah, it was a big gift for Desert Ridge. We'll see what Red Mountain's defense can do here. As you mentioned, pitching a shutout right now. If you're Kyle Enders, you want to make sure and keep that donut on the board. Make sure and have your players playing smart. Don't do anything not smart, as in a penalty or getting into a shoving match with another player. Just keep your head, play your game, stay in your lane, and everything will take care of itself.
Unofficially for T-Mac, 10 carries, 52 yards, and a touchdown. Having an outstanding game in his season debut. Take a look at the quarterback. That might be... Nope, still the same kid. It's Culp. You were just hoping for Coach Hathcock that he'd get Cooper Schmidt back, and looks like he has been knocked out of this game. Number 80, defensive end Francis Kumi there to make that defensive stop on right after a 3-yard carry. 2nd and 7 from the 38-yard line. Ball spotted on the outside of the near hash here. This is Kolb with right next to him. They give it to Lucas Wright with a hole. First down yardage, and he'll try to bounce it outside, but Georgia Ramirez is just way too fleet of foot. And after Lucas Wright picks up the first down and more, Georgia Ramirez up there to make a big-time open field tackle.
Yeah, huge credit to Georgia Ramirez that time, because if he didn't get Lucas Wright, there was a lot of green grass in front of him there, and nothing but the end zone waiting for him at the end of the field.
Gain of 11 for Lucas Wright, 1st and 10, Desert Ridge. Ball spotted on the 44-yard line of Red Mountain. 17-0 Mountain Lions. So Saucedo will have to come out of the game. You can see Coach Pete with some instruction down there coaching him up. And now the line judge wants a reset of perhaps the play clock. So they'll put another 25 seconds up there. Now they'll wind it from here. Austin Cole, the signal caller in, the sophomore. He's picked up for Cooper Schmidt. Lucas Wright to the left as Red Mountain does a little stemming here. And they go to right again. He takes on first contact, gets pushed outside, and then Olmta comes up and finishes off the play. That play was set up by Anthony Giraldi, staying home, playing excellent linebacker, and then Olmta finishes up the play. That's textbook defense for Andy's club.
Beautiful play there. Evan Olmta, textbook tackle, able to drive himself. He threw himself at the ball carrier, which is exactly what he's supposed to do. A lot of kids don't know how to do that, but he did that perfectly at that time. Dropped him almost in the backfield, and what a play there, number 2, Evan Olmta.
Lucas Wright denied for any yardage there. 2nd and 10 for the 44-yard line. Called out of the shotgun. Wants to throw, looking for the home run ball near side, and the ball is going to be nearly picked off. I believe that was Shaq Daniels going one-on-one with Aiden Lee. And we talked to Deontay Elliott. One of his buddies is Aiden Lee. They cheer each other on. But Shaq Daniels had one right there in the breadbasket and was unable to catch that football. And whenever you see a play like that, it goes back to the old saying. That's why defensive backs aren't wide receivers. Just having some fun with Shaq Daniels. Excellent defensive play right there to get a pass defended on that one. 3rd and 10 from the 44-yard line. Call begin out of the gun under a heavy rush. They set up a screen to Lucas Wright. He makes the reception, and he's going to lower his shoulder, pick up some first down yardage, and he is a load. Lucas Wright very close to the line to gain. I believe with a good spot, a favorable spot, he'll have the first down. There is a penalty marker down on the near side right near the 40-yard line. And it looked like it came in late from the linesman. And here comes referee Mike Langover to assess. So it's a sideline warning assessed to Red Mountain. And I think sideline warnings is assessed to Red Mountain at least once a game every year that I've been here.
Typical.
And unfortunately, Ron Wisniewski's not on the sidelines, so I'm not sure why they gave him that sideline warning, something that Pete's picked up. 3rd and 10 from the 44-yard line. Make it 4th and 1. Lucas Wright's got the first down.
Boy, Lucas Wright with another full-grown man play. The last play he carried about 6 defenders with him. Carried 3 or 4 that time after he picked up the first down. A hard bit of running there for Lucas Wright and the Desert Ridge Jaguars.
Yeah, right running right tackle just absolutely lit up the defensive player for Red Mountain. That's a first down carry on 4th and 1. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. Our Longines scoreboard is a little bit in disarray right now. Costin Cooley playing a little nose tackle there. Some defensive line comes off the field. So it'll be 2nd and 6 on the 23-yard line. Cole will put it into the belly of Salazar, and Salazar is going to be dumped.
What an outstanding play. Red Mountain's defense led once again by number 12, Anthony Giraldi, having a huge game here for the Mountain Lions. And the defense is getting a standing O to a degree coming off the field here after an excellent stand there against Desert Ridge.
Yeah, and what Anthony Giraldi did was he forced a fumble, and Red Mountain is going to recover the football. So nice job there again by Giraldi and friends. And Red Mountain will pick up the first turnover of the game. They lead the turnover battle 1-0, and Darren Smith going to get an extra possession here, leading 17-0. He'll give it to T-Mac. T-Mac bounces it outside, stiffs arms the tackle, keeps it inside, runs down the sideline, and he picks up big yardage there. There is a penalty marker thrown down in the backfield. But T-Mac right now, there's no stop in this young man, and the first man is unable to make the tackle. So T-Mac making the first guy miss on most every occasion here is getting extra yardage after contact.
Yeah, he is, and he's not afraid of the contact either, Kevin. Not afraid to run into defenders. He does not just run out of bounds. He runs toward the sideline, makes them commit, and then he pushes his foot into the ground, gets back inside. And boy, what a running back here for Red Mountain.
Unfortunately for the Mountain Lions, they'll pick up another penalty. So they'll back him up. It'll be first and a country mile. Smith, near side, caught by Lorenzo Bowers. Lobo, wearing number 11, makes his first reception of the season. And you got to like that pass by Darren Smith with some smoke on it right into the hands, right in the midsection of a big target, Lorenzo Bowers. Nice pitch and catch by the fellas.
Yeah, he's got a beautiful ball, able to stand in there, throw it, deliver it on time, and with a great deal of velocity. That's going to come up huge.
Bowers, one of those kids that has the ability to be a big-time playmaker. He just needs opportunities. 2nd and 14 after a 7-yard reception to Bowers. They go right back to the same play. This time it's Rivera. Rivera slips a tackle, skirts up the sideline, and he's going to be bullied out of bounds. Good defense there by Desert Ridge, number 21, Kobe Hathcock. Teamed up with his teammate number 42, Avante Barrett, and Ramses Herrera catching that ball with his hands right up front.
Yeah, great job there. Getting the ball, securing it, making sure he had the football, tucked it away, turned and made a football move up the field. Picked up a nice bit of yardage there for Red Mountain.
3rd and 7 from their own 25-yard line as Darren Smith looks down the line of scrimmage. He's right next to his bench. He gets another play call from Tabor Lamar. 2 wide receivers to the right side. Smith turns around, gives the ball to Ty McElroy. He cuts it back, goes up the middle, and he's going to be wrapped up after about a 7-yard run. That'll give him closer to 6. Gabe Seguro defensively for Desert Ridge. Nice tackle there.
Once again, great patience there. Ty McElroy allowing the offensive linemen to hold their blocks just long enough for him to find the hole, accelerate through it, and pick up some yardage.
When it's all said and done, it's a 4-yard carry for Ty McElroy. 4th and 3 on their own 27-yard line. So Gardner back in punt formation. Great snap there by Polium. And a high floating kick by Gardner. And he gets that favorable Red Mountain bounce. It'll be touched down by the Mountain Lions. Touching that one down is Daniel Butler. On the change of possession, Desert Ridge gets the football back. They'll have it 1st and 10 on their own 39-yard line. Just under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter, and James's 3rd quarter has been sluggish. It's been a little bit sporadic as far as good play here, but one thing that is for sure, and that is Red Mountain is taking time off this clock, and they'll take it with a 17-0 lead.
Certainly, yes, and as long as they keep playing some good defense, and the quarterback, number 15, Darren Smith, continues his assault on that Desert Ridge defense. Red Mountain is going to look to run this one down here as we approach the 4th quarter and get out of here with victory number 1 of the season.
Kolb, once again, the sophomore, taking over for Cooper Schmidt. Nearly fumbled that snap. Gives the ball to Lucas Wright. Big hole up the middle. Lucas Wright's free. Lucas Wright's going to be tripped up on the 20-yard line. A touchdown saving tackle by Georgie Ramirez, but not before Lucas Wright rumbles down the field for about 52 yards.
What a carry that time. Lucas Wright, you know once he gets in the open field, he's got a great bit of speed, not to mention the size that he takes. He's at full speed, but an excellent job of closing there from Georgie Ramirez, wrapping him up around the ankles and bringing him down, saving that touchdown.
Unofficially a gain of 41 yards for Lucas Wright. Lucas Wright is playing banged up, and he is really doing a nice job for Jeremy Hathcock playing football here tonight. The heart and soul of his football team is Lucas Wright. Kid is one tough hombre, no question about that. More penalty yardage upcoming here. There's movement up front. Looks to be against Ridge this time. Jeremy Hathcock has 6 double-digit win seasons at Desert Ridge. And you think about the winning that he's done. From 2010 to 2015, Desert Ridge went 64-16, winning 11 games, 4 consecutive seasons.
That's impressive.
Very impressive.
A model of consistency.
So it'll be called. Give it to Wright. Wright runs left, and he's going to be stacked up.
Boy, what a job that time. Number 12, Anthony Giraldi. He saw that pulling guard coming across and knew he was going to get him. He sidestepped him, completely missed him, and made the tackle. What a job there, Giraldi. I'm very impressed.
The final play of this third quarter, as Giraldi read the keys, saw it, and went lit up his opposition. We've played 3 quarters from Red Mountain High School. Our score, Red Mountain 17, Desert Ridge 0. Line. They go right back to the ground. It's Lucas Wright again, and he runs to the right side, but here comes Georgie Ramirez to level him. How about it?
Yeah, impressive performances on the defensive side of the ball tonight for Red Mountain. Among those, Georgie Ramirez, number 12, Anthony Giraldi. Credit to Alexander Randall stepping up and playing some left tackle on the offensive side of the ball tonight. Very versatile players for Coach Mike Peterson here in the Red Mountain Lions. That's going to carry them deep throughout this season.
Giraldi having himself a career football game. 3rd and 12. Cole will give it to Wright, and he's going to be met in the backfield by Francis Coomey, and that's a TFL. The freak coming up to make a big play in the backfield. And you look for someone to make a play to thwart a drive. You saw Francis Coomey step up right there. Huge play for the Red Mountain defense.
Great job getting off the block there up front from that left tackle, able to swim him, get over him, break down in the open field against Lucas Wright, and take him down immediately. Impressive play there for Francis Coomey.
Downhill runner is Lucas Wright. He couldn't get downhill that time. 4th and 14 from the 24-yard line. Possession play here for Kolb. Back to throw. Has time in the pocket. And he throws, and the ball was nearly knocked out of his hands as he was crushed from behind. Applying the pressure was Francisco Saucedo. Jake Griffin also there. Francis Comey in the area. Excellent pass rush there by Red Mountain. And with that, they'll get a turnover on downs. So Ridge, after that 41-yard run by Lucas Wright, unable to get any further into the red zone. And some great defense by Red Mountain, some great fourth quarter defense by the Mountain Lions. They're going to get the football right back. And it'll be Darren Smith looking for another body out there. I think he needs a tight end. Now Darren Smith's going to look to Mike Lang, and he'll take a timeout. And here comes the big fella, Jasper. Jasper Parks. When I say big, 6'6", 315 big.
And let me tell you, he can move, Kevin. He was very impressive in his first big man competition over at Arizona State during the summer for Red Mountain. And he's a bright spot in their future on the offensive line.
Parks came in, went onto the field, and they called for Jacob Griffin, and now Parks will give way. So nice effort by Parks running on and then running off. But he is a load, and he is part of the depth here at Red Mountain football, and you will see him on the field plenty this year. Spelling guys from time to time. 17-0, 10:33 to go. Some cross-timers in a sense. Desert Ridge and Red Mountain. There's Ty McElroy with a big hole up the middle. Leaps over a would-be defender and gallops in the secondary, where he's met there by a defender for Desert Ridge, but not before he picked up 6 yards there on what looked like a real simple, easy little run for Ty McElroy.
Yeah, very easy right up the middle there. Excellent hole provided by his offensive line up front, making it very easy for him to burst forward and pick up the nice chunk of yardage there for the Lions.
Gain of 6, 10 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. Smith under center. He'll turn around, give it to Ty McElroy, and here comes Desert Ridge on a run blitz, and they stuff him for no gain. One of the very few times that Ridge brought the house pressure-wise, and they really worked on that left side of the offensive line that time. Not too often will you beat Ben Bray and Charlie Holo that time. On that run blitz, Ridge got to Ty McElroy.
Yeah, credit to the Desert Ridge defense that time. They excellent job up front, moving the line backwards, and excellent pursuit as well, swarming to the football on that tackle.
Both teams playing rather deliberate here. In particular, Red Mountain. Out of the gun, it's going to be Smith looking for Ramses Rivera on the slant. He makes the reception, and he's got the first down. What a throw by Darren Smith. An excellent route ran by Ramses Rivera. He makes the reception. That's his third catch of the night as he approaches some 90 yards receiving.
Yeah, and that slant right there for Ramses Rivera, that's a pure timing route between him and quarterback number 15, Darren Smith. So great job feeling that out by Darren Smith and putting that ball on the money there to Ramses Rivera.
Ben Smith with a tackle for Ridge. 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line is Darren Smith. They'll give it to Jarquell Garner. Jarquell Garner ran up his own man's back, but he's going to find a little crease there, and he's got excellent running yardage right there. And he's running behind Francisco Saucedo. You see Saucy out there leading the way. He can do so many things, but he can also pull with the best of them. And that's a 7-yard power run by Jarquell Garner. And this is something that you would hope to see, the development in this offensive line at this juncture of the game. Fourth quarter football, fourth quarter power football. This is what the Mountain Lions want to do to you. They give it to Garner again, makes the first man miss, and he'll just burst right up the middle there, lowering his shoulder and falling forward. Running downhill is Jarquell Garner. So on 2 carries, he picks up 13 yards, and Garner shows you how it's done right there.
Yeah, credit to Red Mountain's offense here, as you mentioned. able to kind of shift their mode, if you will, here and play ground and pound football late in the fourth quarter, actually almost midway through the fourth quarter, leading 17-0. It's exactly what they want to do, eliminate the turnover possibilities, pound the football right down the throat of the Desert Ridge Jaguars, and finish this one off strong.
And the way that they're doing it, this is demoralizing to the opposition. This is a pass to the near side caught by Lorenzo Bowers. Nice pass there by Darren Smith. Excellent route by Bowers. And the technique that Lobo used right there was textbook once again. Caught the ball in his hands out in front, made a football move, got to the edge, and was a 9-yard gain at the end of the play.
Outstanding job. What can I say? Red Mountain's offense is clicking right now. Once again, that was a timing route to the outside, and credit once again to Darren Smith putting it on the money.
He's got a quick release, and he's working through those progressions, but that first man was there. Excellent slant there by Lobo. Play fake. Smith wants to take another shot going down the field, and there's a wide open Kalem Reese-Peebles. He'll make the catch, turn around, and he will walk into the end zone for a touchdown. 44 yards to pay dirt. Darren Smith to Kalem Reese-Peebles, and for Reese-Peebles, that's his third touchdown in his career.
Nice job that time. Darren Smith saw Reese-Peebles running down the seam wide open, threw it over the top, beautiful ball, laid it right in there, and nothing but green grass in front of Peebles for the 6 points and Red Mountain touchdown.
44 yards later, another scoring strike for Darren Smith. Extra point pending. Our public address announcer, Tyler Ebel, just handed me a note, said the last time that Desert Ridge was shut out was back in 2007, shut out on week number 1, back in 2007. Extra point is good, and it's 24-0, and you just saw the stadium very calm as Red Mountain decided to just be deliberate and run the football, pound the rock. And when you pound the rock like that, you tend to run a little play fake, and look what happens. We've said it 3 times tonight. That is just textbook football. That's how you really, you go to the whiteboard or the chalkboard, you draw up the X's and O's that way, and there you go. Results right there. Darren Smith over the top again. What a big playability he has. And that's going to make everybody better when you have a quarterback like that.
Well, yes, Darren Smith has complete control of the offense. That's what's really most impressive. He's really being a field general out there. I've seen him a number of times changing the play, getting guys in position. Somebody's out of position, he gets them right in position. Very poised in the pocket, understands the play, who needs to be where and what needs to happen. And he's been very impressive here in game 1 so far.
Yeah, he's playing at a pretty high level, and he's playing beyond his years. He's just one calm, cool, customer. Cool hand Luke, if you will. I feel like I've got the first game jits myself. My goodness.
It happens.
A little amped up here. Kick on the far sideline. This is Salazar again. Salazar weaving his way through traffic, slips a tackle out across the 30-yard line, and he's going to be knocked down around the 35-yard line for Ridge. Brandon Fauble, the fullback, wearing number 30, comes up and makes a nice special teams tackle. And Brandon Fauble is one strong, strong man.
Yeah, nice job there by Brandon Fauble.
So Ridge trailing 24-0, 7:01 remaining. It'll be the sophomore Kolb from his own 33-yard line. Out of the gun, throws, ball's batted up down, and it's nearly intercepted. But I think the receiver for Desert Ridge came back to make a nice play to recover the football. And that is one of the strangest receptions that Aiden Lee will ever make in his career. Ball batted up at the line of scrimmage. I don't know who got a handle on it, but you know on the left side, you got Francis Kumi over there, and you got Saucedo over there. And those guys could put their big mitts up there and make it difficult. My guess is that was Kumi making that play there.
Yeah, he got his paw up that time and batted that one down from his left end position.
This is called back to throw. Here comes a heavy rush. They set up a screen to Lucas Wright, makes the reception, and then he just gets leveled before he can really do anything with the football. Made a football move and then got steamrolled by 2 defenders coming over there. One of them was Anthony Giraldi, and who else?
Yeah, nice job, Giraldi. And then number 90, Alexander Randall, coming in and cleaning up the trash there on that one. And they delivered a blow that time to number 10, Lucas Wright.
Lucas Wright took a shot that time. Clock continues to wind down. 24-0 Red Mountain with the lead. This is Kolb, back to throw. Throws over the middle, and it's incomplete. How about Georgie Ramirez finishing the play? He rode his man all the way out, and he just dumped for no reason Logan Stevens. I like the toughness by Georgie Ramirez.
I'm surprised he didn't get a flag for that, honestly, because he drove his head into the turf. But, hey.
Georgie's a playmaker, and he plays with this game what they call a flair. And you got to be excited to have the next core of deuces here. I don't think Kumi wants to get that punt. And that's a booming punt that time. And to touch it down was Jordan Anders. And you could tell from one punt to the next that Zach Molina has received some coaching, because that ball was around the 30-yard line, and we looked up, saw the defense coming at him. He said, I'm going to let this one go. And it didn't cost Red Mountain, but he did make a decision early in this game to field one at his own 5, and then just got leveled.
Yeah, it should have been flip-flop opposites there, but he'll get it. Zach Molina, a heck of a player for Red Mountain. And he is a valuable contributor here to the Mountain Lions. He'll be a force to be reckoned with here as he dials in this season.
Red Mountain completed their season 6th in the 6A in scoring last year with 417 points. For perspective, Chandler was number 1 with 646 points. They go back to the ground, and I think this is Jarquell Garner. It is Jarquell Garner. So the game appears to be out of reach, so maybe T-Mac's work is done for the night. You see Francis Kumi and Georgie Ramirez having a seat on the bench next to Shaq Daniels and Isaac Thompson, and those guys have put in a night's work. T-Mac also looks to be very healthy. Just, he's the franchise right now, so you got T-Mac on the sidelines here. And boy, T-Mac and Darren Smith, they lived up to their off-season billing, and they delivered tonight.
Yes, they did. And that's a business decision there, if you will, by Coach Peterson, keeping T-Mac on the sideline. And couldn't agree with that one more. You want to keep the star very healthy, and he's had a heck of a game here tonight. He wants to continue that trend going forward.
Once again, Jarquell Garner running left, right behind Bray, in between Hola. And those two guys are road grading right now. Fourth quarter road grading as Jarquell Garner running downhill with a 9-yard carry right there. Well, they'll call it 8. It'll be 3rd and 2 from the 31-yard line.
This game can't be over fast enough for the Desert Ridge defense.
It can't be fast enough for us to be enjoying this fine weather up here in the Parker and Sons press box. And with that, I would like to challenge our good friends at Parker and Sons to help us out with a little portable AC here for our games.
That would be great. Maybe a small window unit mounted into the wall here in the back of the press box.
We can do some things, and I can tell you this, there won't be any Melvins on this job. 94 degrees currently in this Parker and Sons press box. 3rd and 2, big play here. Smith's going to turn around, hand the ball to Jarquell Garner, and Garner's going to fight for the first down. I believe he's got it with a second effort, and he does.
What a great job. Jarquell Garner approaches the line of scrimmage. He's wrapped up by 2 or 3 Desert Ridge defenders, but powers his legs forward, keeps him churning, and picks up that first yard, and ultimately keeps that clock ticking for Red Mountain as the referee winds it.
Garner has first varsity touchdown last year against Hamilton. It was a 10-yard run. He had 74 yards last season altogether with a touchdown. And you see the depth that this team has in that running back room. And again, the young man that we haven't talked about a lot tonight, but we will throughout this season, that's Deontay Elliott. There's one more kid on the way that's really special, folks. And this Red Mountain offense is going to just get better and better each and every week, you would think, barring injuries. But we liked how Mike Peterson took on this team a year ago. The team started 0-2. They won 10 straight games. And here tonight, they're starting off the right way. Pitching a shutout, and you have played very, very sound football here on your first week.
I would agree, Kevin. Very, very sound football in all three phases of the game, not just offense, defense, but special teams as well. Great job by the kickers and punters here tonight. And, boy, Red Mountain is just picking up right where they left off at the end of the season last year.
So Saucedo lost his hat on the play, so he will come off. Running onto the field for Red Mountain. Carson Foster will get some playing time here. It's 24-0. And Tyler Ebel flashed that note last time that Ridge was shut out on the opening week back in 2007.
Impressive.
That was the first year that Desert Ridge and Red Mountain began their series. Red Mountain won the first 3 before Ridge has won the last 5. And that 5-game win streak by Coach Hathcock more than likely will be snapped here tonight. Inside 3 minutes to go.
Nice tackle that time. Number 5, Jaquari Price for Desert Ridge, coming up and stuffing that one for minimal, if no gain.
Price, the defensive tackle, wears number 5, playing that 3-tech spot on the defensive line. 6'2", 205. He's a junior. And checking in for Red Mountain, Javon Ivy. Ivy wears number 10. And at the 2:30 mark, we're going to get a timeout taken on the field. Mike Lang took the timeout, so it's a referee timeout. So number 10, who just came on, Javon Ivy, had that white towel hanging out of his uniform, and that is not allowed in high school football. So Ramses Rivera now will grab a helmet. Instead, it'll be Kalem Reese-Peebles will get the extra snap here as they wind the clock. I think when it's all said and done, Coach Hathcock should have a good team here, but depth is going to be critical for the Jaguars as they move throughout this campaign. And if you look at the numbers are up here at Red Mountain football. You see the body counts for the players at the lower levels, they're improving. Leo Avilas, the freshman coach and part of the leader of the feeder programs here at Red Mountain High School, has done a magnificent job keeping these kids in this neighborhood. And there's a couple that will cross the neighborhoods, but it's about keeping the youth here and keeping them in Red Mountain gear. As there's another run play, and big play there on the far side by Desert Ridge as somehow the franchise got back in the ball game. So T-Mac got leveled on that one, and he'll come up feeling the effects of that violent collision for no gain. 1:45 and counting. Red Mountain will win this football game. They will win their 11th out of their last 12 games. And as I mentioned, 2 out of their 3 losses last year were against the Chandler Wolves. Just as a fan or a writer or someone just looking at that, great win, Coach. That's an impressive stat. You can hang your head and your hat really high. Yes, when we last worked, James, it was 51-0 at some point in that game. And we saw Jacob Conover throw 7 touchdown passes, and Gunnar Romney couldn't be stopped.
Yeah, not the happiest of birthdays for me that night, but
it was a juggernaut performance by Chandler. But they're good. They're excellent. They're the elite. And Red Mountain is just a couple of players away from being right there next to them.
Yeah.
In fact, when you look at what Red Mountain's going to do in the next couple of years with the youth that they have here, the youth that's on the way, some of the players, and just this program, the organization, they're building it from top to bottom. As long as the people in place, the leadership in place, Mike Peterson and his staff continue to grow, the people below Mike Peterson, the support staff, it's amazing. The roots for Red Mountain football are getting deeper, and you might be looking at a power here in the next couple of years.
Yeah, they're very impressive showing here tonight. You mentioned the depth, and that's coming off of losing star athletes like Lance Lawson we talked about, Gerald Wilbon, Justin Coleman on the defensive side of the ball, but they're not missing a beat.
Call back to throw with some quick feet, dumps it off to Lucas Wright. Lucas Wright will scoot up the sideline. He'll take on all comers, and he'll get knocked out of bounds on the far side.
Got to protect that donut here just at 1 minute to go here. 24-0 Red Mountain.
Looked like number 44, Will Vanderlinden, over there making that play. Will Vanderlinden wearing double fours. So clock stopped at a minute. Red Mountain's going to win this football game. They will begin the season 1-0. For Jeremy Hathcock, his teams will fall to 6-7 in openers. Long pass going down the far sideline, nearly intercepted.
Outstanding defense on the far side of the field that time. I believe that was number 5, Shaq Daniels. Had a chance to get a pick on that one, but regardless, batted it away for the Desert Ridge incompletion.
I don't know that Shaq has allowed a reception tonight. Maybe one, maybe two. Nothing for big yardage. He's delivered as the boundary corner. In fact, he's probably had a chance for a couple of interceptions. He might tell you he should have at least 2.
Yeah. There's one down here that he should have definitely had.
3rd and 1 from the 40-yard line. Call back to throw. Has some time under the pressure, and he throws, and it's going to be incomplete. Once again, far sideline, going for Aiden Lee. And stride for stride with the coverage again was the boundary corner, Shaq Daniels.
Nice job once again there, Shaq Daniels, number 5 for Red Mountain.
The secondary tonight has not been tested like they thought they would going into this one. No question about it, needs to be said. Cooper Schmidt, injured in the first quarter for Desert Ridge, has not returned. And you have to figure with Cooper Schmidt, you balance him out with a little Lucas Wright, and you got something to work with.
Sure.
You just give the ball to Lucas Wright, and he needs some help.
Yeah, he can't do it all himself, and that was definitely a big blow early in the ballgame here for Desert Ridge, and a very good advantage for Red Mountain, and they capitalized on it. Credit to them.
Lucas Wright again gets the carry. He'll pound the ball up the middle. Major Kelly makes the tackle, defensive tackle. Coach's son. 39 seconds to go. They wind the clock. 1st and 10 Ridge from the 38-yard line of Red Mountain. Low snap called outside, and it's incomplete. That time he was looking for his wide receiver, Andrew Chino. So Coach Andrews' defense is 28.8 ticks away from posting a donut. Mike Peterson will pick up career win number 11 tonight. And for Red Mountain, they'll go on the road next week. And for the next 3 weeks, Red Mountain will be on the road. And it's hard to imagine, but when the clock strikes September 1, Red Mountain will have played 3 games in August. And that is crazy when you think about the heat they're playing in. Call back to throw under a heavy rush as Thompson was there. Pass down the far sideline is once again broken up. Now they can say he caught the ball. Oh, that was tough. Bad angle there. I thought I saw the ball fly up. Well, that's going to be a touchdown pass. Aiden, 38-yard strike on the bomb from his sophomore quarter. Austin Kolb. They're saying put him up.
As we look down at the sideline to try to find Coach Kyle Enders.
I'm not sure who jinxed the scenario there, but perhaps it was one of the broadcasters' jinx. But either way, it's a 38-yard scoring strike. Austin Kolb to Aiden Lee, and Ridge is on the scoreboard here. And either way you look at it, as there's another penalty thrown down. Procedure against Ridge. It would have been nice. That would have been a nice addition to the finished piece of the article.
Yes.
Oh, and by the way, they shut out Desert Ridge. So the shutout streak is still intact for Ridge, but Jeremy Hathcock will ultimately be 6-7 in openers in his career. The all-time series between these two clubs will still favor Desert Ridge, but Red Mountain will pick up their 4th career win against Jeremy Hathcock tonight.
Yeah, it's very impressive and very close to pitching that shutout, but Red Mountain will still feel good about their performance here tonight. I'm sure Coach Enders will be a little bit upset about giving up that shutout that late into the contest, but make sure you stay with us next week. We're going to be traveling to Levine, out to Cesar Chavez High School. You'll be able to watch the game live online here on YouTube using the same link, so make sure and mark that down, maybe make it a favorite on your web browser there, and join us next week as we travel to the Southwest Valley and travel out to Levine.
You can hear the pundits now. They're going to be talking about this game next week for Red Mountain against Cesar Chavez, and they're going to say this is a trap game for Red Mountain. It's a game that they're going to go and win on the road. It's what they're going to do. And then they're going to take on the Perry Pumas the following week. And so I can see the idea of the trap game scenario. There's a jump ball and the 2-point conversion. It's broken up. Nice defense there, near side. The ball on the 2-point conversion was intended for Andrew Chino, but defensively it was Tanner Goodchild making the stop at cornerback.
Yeah, second and third effort there from Goodchild as the receiver tried to grab that one and pull it in to his chest, but Goodchild was not going to have any of that. Nice job there for Tanner Goodchild.
Thoughts and prayers will go out to Garrett Strail, and of course the young man who got banged up for Desert Ridge, Cooper Schmidt, and then 48, Jared Ryan also went down for Desert Ridge, so hopefully a speedy recovery to all the fallen here tonight. It's 24-6, 18.4 to go. But just looking ahead, Chavez next week, then you have Perry, and then Dobson. So Red Mountain will be on the road for the next 3 weeks. And then they'll have a 3-game homestand from September 14th to the 28th. It starts with Westview. They see Basha in the middle game. And then that September 28th tilt against Skyline. And you just don't want to look too far ahead, but that's going to be a dandy also.
Yeah,
2 more schools that just do not like each other.
Yeah, they'll pack the sidelines of both teams here for that one against Skyline. That's a huge rivalry.
Looks like the hands team is on for Red Mountain. They'll pooch it. Georgie Ramirez is there, and he'll hustle it down like he's a shortstop, and he'll just smother it like it was a ground ball. Nice play by Georgie Ramirez. And with that, Red Mountain will take 1 snap, maybe 2, and they'll put this one into the old deep freeze to finish out the schedule for Skyline. Then they'll go at Mountain View. They'll have a week off from the 12th to the 19th, so that'll be nice. A late season bye week. I think the entire East Valley region will take their bye that week. Then they'll take on Mesa right here at home. They'll take their act on the road to finish up the regular season at Westwood. And then the second season, presumably, will begin right here at Red Mountain High School.
Yeah, that would be great, wouldn't it? Have a home playoff game to get things going in the postseason. But as you mentioned, we're a long way from that, but a nice start here for Red Mountain.
Darren Smith has gone on the way. He'll give the ball to another new tailback this time. Looks like that's number 34. And that is Jared Butler. So Butler will carry the rock for 5 or 6 yards, and that's how this game will come to a close as Ramses Rivera does a little victory dance out there on the field. Our final score from Red Mountain High School: Red Mountain Mountain Lions 24 and the Desert Ridge Jaguars 6. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Dry Force Water Removal Specialists. Call for your water and removal needs. Dry Force Water. Tesoro Homes, custom home and remodeling specialists. There's no one better than Tesoro Homes. And the Mesa Youth Football and Cheer, proud to serve the children of our community on and off the field. And Monica Tapani. For all of your local real estate needs, try Monica Tapani. And finally, Force Football Academy, the East Valley's premier youth football and 7-on-7 organization. And of course, our proud sponsors of Parker & Sons Heating and Cooling. There will be no Melvins on your job. Well, James, it was winning ugly tonight at times, but they won nonetheless.
They did. A sluggish first quarter, as we mentioned earlier, but they were able to pull the bootstraps up, get it going offensively, and made a number of great plays on the defensive side of the ball. Like we said, a couple of interceptions dropped that could have really even added a couple more points to the board, but an outstanding performance here tonight for Red Mountain, and they can hang their hat on this one and look forward to traveling to the West Valley for next week's contest.
One of the things that's still nice about high school sports and the tradition of high school football is this is still, even though you're going against Desert Ridge, the football community still brings you together because the football world is still a small fraternity. Tackle football is not easy at any level. And at the high school level, at the varsity level, at the 6A conference, it's another level that's just, it's not for everybody. It separates the men from the boys. But to see the sportsmanship from these coaching staffs and these players right here demonstrated really in a professional manner, it's nice to see.
Yeah, it is great to see. Football's family anywhere you go. And a lot of these coaches know each other. We saw them, exchanging pleasantries before the game, giving each other hugs and so forth. And as you mentioned, it's great to see that. And nothing brings people together like football. Football is not easy. If it was, everybody be doing it. But it is not.
You got that right. Special thank you to all of our sponsors, to you, the listeners, to our public address announcer, Tyler Ebel, my broadcast partner, James Booby. We hope you had a great time watching tonight's game. Give us a little feedback. We would like to know how the pictures were. How's that new high-definition feed, that 4K feed? Tell us all about it. We were told it is like watching a 65-inch in your own living room in 4K. You tell us about it. We're glad to have you on board. 9 more games at least coming up. For James Poobie, I'm Kevin Derryberry, where the Red Mountain Lions take care of business, and they nearly shut out Desert Ridge. They win it 24-6. Darren Smith, welcome to East Mesa, my friend. Good night from Red Mountain High School.